It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And this one features Trent McDuffie.
He'll make you pay if you throw his way too often. It's the Chiefs and the Falcons on Sunday Night Primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So the Falcons make their way out behind their new quarterback for 2024. Signed back in March, the veteran Kirk Cousins.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. From the 35, here's second and a yard. Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So he stopped for no gain. And now 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. In motion, the tight end. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be second and 10. On the counter, this is Robinson. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes us up to the 47. You talk about this Chiefs defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop it. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 17, here's second and 4. Cousins now. Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Now Cousins. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Darnell Mooney. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
7-0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Well, the Chiefs offense going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now 3-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
In motion, the tight end, Kelce. Now Mahomes.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Flush to his right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. A little juke. And some room to run now.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Now Cousins. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Robinson up the middle.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
This defense for the Chiefs, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because They stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Cousins. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now 2nd and 5.
Throwing is Cousins. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And the Falcons are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And he'll just get rid of it.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
3rd and goal for Cousins. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3. And I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Now the numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week.
North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
The Chiefs are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. Back deep, Ray McCloud.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line.
The Falcons offense and running back Bijan Robinson set to take over once more. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Robinson will try to pick it up. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
Here's Hardman to return.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
The ball back to the Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco.
Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. To throw, it's Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
He'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw.
That's to the former Cardinal and Raven. It's Hollywood Brown.
And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 28. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. And we've got an injured player, and that's Travis Kelce, who appears to be in a bit of discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 3rd and 4.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Arnold Ebiketie. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Butker's kick here is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. And they'll send the tight end in motion. To throw, Cousins.
That's complete to Mooney.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Now a 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Again, it's Robinson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll try to throw now. Cousins.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end.
So the completion good for 7 there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
Ball start, offense.
Well, it's a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And some room to maneuver. Look at the big man rumble. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's Cousins.
He's got the connection to Moore.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3 yards to go.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard
To throw is Cousins. Quick slant caught by Moore. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 32-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play fake, Cousins.
He hits Mooney going across the middle.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
And with that last throw, we send out a congratulations to Kirk Cousins. He just went over 40,000 passing yards for his career. Just an incredible number. And the way he's still throwing it, you'd have to figure, heck, 50,000 not out of reach.
Looking to throw.
There's Mooney with another catch.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. 4 yards on the touchdown grab, and the Falcons have taken the lead. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. That time, a 9-play drive.
And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
He'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey.
Again, it's Pacheco.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
They find some open field here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2nd and 10.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Mahomes going to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
That was the safety, Marcus May, who got the sack there.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. He'll look to throw.
That's complete to Tony.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Butker's kick here is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now at 17-13.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Falcons offense and Kirk Cousins getting ready for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
They begin the drive with Robinson.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now Cousins.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
KC's offense ready to take over.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Here's Pacheco once again.
Good strength, gets him a little extra and gets them some breathing room as he's tackled shy of the 10.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Now Mahomes. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
Throwing, Cousins.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he's got a 1st down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
Locates Mooney on the out route.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Cousins to throw it.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Play action now, Cousins.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that'll make this a 7-point game.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Now here's Mahomes. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And again, it's Mahomes.
The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Butker's kick here is good, and that'll bring them back within 4. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Bijan Robinson and the Falcons back onto the field.
The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was the visiting Patriots come in and get the victory on the road. Ramondre Stevenson, a touchdown run in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Wan'Dale Robinson, a touchdown catch in the victory. And lastly, on Monday Night Football, our first doubleheader of the year, Jaguars, Bills at 7:30, followed by Commanders and Bengals kicking off 45 minutes later. It was a strong first half for the veteran quarterback, Kirk Cousins. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Oh, the out route, he finds Hardman. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he will have a Chiefs first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
I know I'm an old defender, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. That was smart play calling right there on 3rd and 4. They didn't need to do too much. Just let their guy get out there and sit down in the zone. And they hit him for the completion for the first down.
A give right side for Pacheco. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Mahomes now to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And there was a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Here's Mahomes to throw. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And that is how you do it, my friends. This will be spotted out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Now he's free to midfield. How about this? Rondale Moore.
And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 93 yards.
What a play right there. This is just a case of get the ball into his hands and let him do his thing. He had all sorts of room to run once he caught the ball, and he's finally taken down after as big a play as you'll see all season.
Robinson.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he was unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
3rd and goal for Cousins. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
Fourth down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo.
From the left hash, a chip shot here.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that'll make this a 7-point game. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now a 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the 1st. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. The tight end Kelce has it over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
Well, that's certainly familiar. Kelce making the catch and picking up a 1st down. And he continues to produce at a high level here in his 12th year in the NFL. He's topped 90 catches in each of the last 6 seasons. And barring something dramatic happening, there's a good chance he'll make it 7 straight when it's all said and done.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Running left to give to Pacheco.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable. And you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Now they empty the backfield and motion the running back right. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Pacheco is in. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Well, now how about this return?
And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. That's complete to Mooney.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 44.
Robinson with another carry.
And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now here comes Kansas City.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
And they worked this well upfield across the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. It'll be a gain of 5, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Out of the gun now on third down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
First down, Chiefs.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Mahomes. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. And the question now, can they get closer on 3rd down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman.
And Hardman's going to pick up a Chiefs first down as a tackle made at the 15-yard line.
And the first down, Chiefs.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gray. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. From the gun, it's Mahomes.
Looking for Gray and finding him once again.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll look to throw here. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Noah Gray.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Chiefs have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead.
Falcons 23.
That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Atlanta regains possession of the football. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Now a handoff to start it up. Robinson.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they